Corporate and individual leasing of vehicles is part of the automobile business in developed car markets, but it's a relatively new concept here in India, offering corporate clients a hassle-free experience of owning a car through comprehensive services like corporate and retail leasing, maintenance, convenience services, and remarketing. To better understand the finer points of this pioneering move by Maruti Suzuki India Limited, I have with me here today Mr. Bhuvan Dheer, Commercial Business Head North of MSIL. Also with us here is Rajiv Gambhir of DD Motors in Delhi. Then we have Sandeep Bafna at Fort Point, Mahim in Mumbai. And finally, we have our industry expert for the evening, and I'm Siddharth Basu. Welcome to the latest edition of Maruti Suzuki Amazing Story. What is the current global scenario vis-a-vis the automobile leasing business?
In my experience, leasing as a concept is quite popular in Western economies given its unique benefits.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the scenario in India?
Business that owns the vehicle is eligible to claim a tax depreciation at 15%, which means 90% of the cost gets amortized over a period of approximately 14 years. Whereas in case of a leasing scenario, the entire lease rental is a tax deductible expense.
Thanks for that perspective. Let's go across now to Bhuvan Dheer, who's the commercial business head of the North of MSIL. Tell us, Bhuvan, how does MSIL and its dealer network stand to benefit from this leasing business?
There are two important links in our business, our customers and our channel partners. Leasing is a particular option of buying which is aimed at a customer who is a self-employed or a small and a medium businessman. He tends to gain two advantages out of this. One, he tends to save about 8 to 12% on the overall cost of ownership of the vehicle. And second, a big convenience for him to manage his vehicle. As far as our dealers are concerned, when they sell car under leasing, they are able to retain the customer for a lifetime. Second, they make additional revenues by way of assured service revenues, assured insurance revenues, also in case there is an accident, assured body shop repair revenues. On top of it, at the end of lease period, the dealer gets the opportunity of selling him one more car under leasing. And the car which was sold earlier is sold under True Value banner. So overall, more profit for the customer, lower cost, more revenues for the dealership, win-win situation for both.
Fantastic. Talking of dealers, let's go across to Rajiv Gambhir. And tell us, as somebody who's handling things on behalf of DD Motors, what's been your experience of retail leasing?
Well, it's too new, and it's too interesting at the same time. Any new vertical would have challenges, but then what the hell? You need to face those challenges and bring this vertical up. And to add to Bhuvan, this new vertical has a lot of opportunities for dealers.
So from too new and too exciting, we have to make it too good.
Yes.
And you need the right kind of manpower and training for that. And I'm going to ask Bhuvan Dheer over here, what's the importance of this whole business of training people to handle this new business?
When you talk to a customer, even though he's benefiting, he doesn't understand what is leasing. So I think the most important element of making it successful at dealer end would be trained manpower. Now, trained manpower, I'll add two aspects. One, we need an expert in this, which would be called as lease champion in each outlet of dealership. And second would be general training awareness for everybody else working in the sales team of dealership. Because the opportunity of selling lease is to a 100% audience who are self-employed or businessmen. And therefore, the entire sales team should know how to exactly pitch leasing.
And who will drive this?
We have devised a training module, extensive training covering each and every aspect of the possible apprehensions, doubts which customer may have while he's buying under leasing, and also how to sell it in terms of exact script by the sales team. So entire module has been designed by us. We have done a pilot run in Delhi market. The response has been very, very good.
Tell me, Mr. Gambhir, how do you implement these guidelines?
We have our internal department wherein we also make sure that these people are trained well in terms of all aspects of leasing and making sure that the customer understands what are the advantages when he buys a car in leasing. So it's a 360-degree training by Maruti, followed by us at the dealership.
And what's been the customer response? Have you found any specific resistance or apprehensions from target customers? How do you deal with these situations? How do you overcome apprehensions?
We need to explain him the overall advantage of when he owns a car in leasing, whether it is he doesn't have to pay any money upfront, whether it is hassle-free maintenance, the car is looked after, whether it is the residual value when he sells the car versus his own owned car, whether it is the advantages in taxation, whether it is 24/7 service backup, whether it is a replacement car, all these advantages need to be explained. And I'm sure this business is only tip of the iceberg at the moment, and I see huge future within leasing business in the coming years for Maruti and for dealers.
And would you say one of the key things that makes a client decide is the Maruti Suzuki trust factor?
Well, yes, that's very important. That goes without saying.
And how does MSIL back you up on this? Or is that something that you would like to mention?
What we have done is, as I mentioned, we have a dedicated department, and we have our people based in zone and regions also. So what they are doing is they are traveling to dealerships, they are meeting dealer sales team, they are briefing them in the morning meetings, they are meeting the manager, they are meeting the finance manager, the general manager, the sales manager, and the owner, and briefing them on this concept. This is a continuously ongoing phenomena.
What about the advertising?
We are doing dedicated leasing N2N ads in a test market which we started in Delhi NCR, and the response have been very good. Dealers have been flooded with a lot of inquiries on this. Customers are very inquisitive to know how the saving is there on the car ownership, how the convenience is there, and what is leasing actually. So one part of our training has been also to get in touch with the customer's financial advisor and CAs, because the tax saving part involves them, and he would invariably go and refer them before making a decision. So as it's a concept selling, that is also being done.
Would you like to add anything further?
Taxation under leasing arrangements depend on the terms of the arrangement. Typically, the lessor is eligible to claim depreciation and the lease income has to be offered to tax, whereas the lessee is not eligible to claim depreciation but is eligible to claim a deduction for lease rentals paid.
Now let's move across to Sandeep Bafna of Fort Point Mahim in Mumbai to tell us a little bit about the nuances of this leasing business as you see it.
In corporates, people are still aware about leasing, but there are many large corporates which still don't know the benefits of leasing. So they still have a different maintenance department in their corporate which will take care of the vehicles. So what we do is we go and explain to those customers and to those large corporates, wherein we tell them that you don't need to have this kind of costs involved with maintaining cars, but with maintaining your fleet. Even to this extent that in a wet lease, we will also take care of their driver issues.
Tell me, what do you think were the key factors that made this N2N business successful in your dealership?
One of the key factors is the extremely high revenue which as a dealer we are able to achieve. Because if I go to sell anything into the corporates, today I have to give cutthroat competition. But as soon as leasing is pitched in, our margins are totally intact. In fact, we start charging for services like replacement of cars, which is a given in the world today. But when you start charging for it, it's an extra revenue which we are getting. So this is what, and we've seen that the whole complete life cycle of the car is taken care by us.
We just heard a snapshot of all the key factors that made this N2N leasing business successful for Fort Point in Mumbai from Sandeep Bafna. We've covered most of the points. Bhuvandir, is there anything you'd like to add?
So just to summarize, a dealer selling a car under leasing actually makes 2x profit. And two imperatives which he has to do to get this 2x profit is to have dedicated manpower, trained manpower, and second, ensure very high level of service standards to all the customer when they buy a car under leasing, so that they come back happy again and buy one more car under leasing.
Way to go. So, as we've seen, N2N offers corporate clients a hassle-free experience of owning a car through comprehensive services like corporate and retail leasing, maintenance, convenience services, and remarketing. Maruti Suzuki India Limited is the pioneer in this field, and I'm sure all our dealer friends will seize this great opportunity with both hands. Thanks a lot, Mr. Bhavandhir. Thank you, Rajiv Gambhir. Thank you, Sandeep Bafna, for your great insights.